Wow, 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 wow. That was another daughter of the toil, Bebe Manga, that we used to begin this broadcast. In fact, it's been a while. Um, it's been a while, and I could not but afford to start with Bebe Manga. Cannot afford to start but with Bebe Manga. Um, Hi guys, greetings and welcome to another edition of our show. Do not forget, this is Papi TBC, um, and here is our 26th broadcast. It's been a while. We've been off for a while, getting busy with a few other things. But of course, here we are again to continue from where we left off. Remember, we are still on our series. Yes, that is the day manga for you. Like I said, we are still on our series. TBC is not a scam. We have so far been able, in the last 5 episodes, we have been able to identify a few of I've been able to identify a few you know we've been able to identify a few things, a few others, a few people who have said so many things and so many allegations about TBC, and we were able to handle their claims, and so far we have done quite a lot in the first 5 episodes. Now we are continuing with the 6th episode. And in this 6th episode, we are bringing to you once again, we continue with our, of course, it's our series. We continue with our trend. It's all about TBC, and nothing more. Do not forget that even as we keep harping, without mincing words, that TBC is not a scam, we would like to remind you, our listeners, our viewers, those who are adherent followers of this platform, of this channel, that we are approaching the great month of November. The great month, the month which means a whole lot of everything for TBC, a whole lot of everything for TBC. That is exactly the month in which we are preparing for, and even as we prepare to, even as we go on with our broadcast, we would like to remind our followers that it is time for excitement. It's like the admin says, it is that moment when one can use a day to become a millionaire. One can use a few minutes to become a millionaire. So please keep getting more coins, keep enrolling, keep keep getting for yourself more points, more cookies, because we are in the getting, we are just a few days away from that beautiful month. And like the admin said, anyway, we'll talk about this in our next broadcast. Like the admin said, if the members can support it, it is going to extend right up to uh, the month of December. Um, Before we go ahead to attend to the section of claims that we have on our desk today, I'd like to on the title of this broadcast we say there is good news. The very first good news I want to bring is the fact that the community is growing. The community is growing, and I'm so excited. I'm excited because the community is growing. Because in TBC, the value of the currency uh, depends, is determined by the living members of the community, the men and the women and the children. And the more the community keeps growing, the more the value increases. So whether I am the sponsor bringing the members or I am not, I stand to benefit. And I'm telling you, I cannot contain this excitement. I would like my page to begin with to let you know from the beginning, to let you know that the community is growing. Let's see, from the last time from our last broadcast, which is a while now, it's almost a week or so. The population of this community was about 3.3 million, but now let's check together what this population is. It will be good we check. Come along with me, we check so that we are able to determine what growth we have made. TBC members out there and those who are not TBCians, let them see how far we are growing. Guys, you can see for yourself, it is now 3,306,000. It means in the course of 1 week, this community has grown more than 2,000. Yes, you're getting me right. More than 2,000. Take note of October. Take note of this figure. And by Monday, we shall be back, to begin our broadcasts, we'll begin this, and you'll be able to appreciate what the growth of the community. In fact, I cannot but begin this broadcast from this note that for me, one of the arguments I have to put in favor of that TBC is not a scam, the huge growth that it registers on a daily basis. A huge growth it registers on a daily basis. Like we are saying, just in a week of last week, just a week, we are able to make a growth rate of more than 2,000 people. Are you telling me that more than 2,000 people by someone, by people in just one? I don't know, it may be, but for me, I don't think if it were a scam, it is going to carry along the huge numbers which it is carrying. And I excitement because I see the dream of being realized in the next couple of months. Like in this community, where we are now of about 3 million, 3 million, 6,000, and you name it, you can continue. How much it is, you can name it. You see, and bear with me. You'll bear with me. Um, me that should member of the TBC, should each member in the TBC decide to bring the good news to 10 people, should each member, you can imagine how much this community can grow in just a week. If we say that each member coins, share coins, 2 members, each people, you can imagine how much the growth of this community will be. So please, let's not hesitate. Um, let's not hesitate. Let's get on board and let's not hesitate. Let's get on board and we see that we build up this community. Let's not hesitate. Let's get on board and we see that we build this community. Like we are saying, the TBC community TBC has come to stay. TBC has not come to to go away, has not come to be destroyed. TBC has come to stay. So we cannot uh, we cannot keep hesitating, with the so-called claim of a scam. Cannot do that. That's exactly why we decided to spend some time, um, to analyze, what these allegations are with respect to TBC. And like we have said, in the first 5 episodes, we have been able to handle we have been able to handle 2 critics, that is Joseph Ibeizim and also Wole Grace. And it will interest you to find out from the last broadcast, that from our last broadcast, it will interest you to find out that the 5 claims which Grace makes, by the end of her write-up, that is with the update which was done, she did the write-up in 2017. By the end of her write-up that is updated this year, she has let go the first 2 claims. She says there are 5 lies against TBC. By the end, she says TBC has handled what she calls the first 2 lies. So actually, her 5 lies have been brought down to 3. And like I'm saying, the good news, part of the good news is that I am convinced, cocksure, that of months, her 3 remaining claims will be watered down to 0. In fact, I will not be surprised to find write-ups from Grace. I'll not be surprised to watch even videos like this from Grace, that she herself has become, an apostle of TBC, because I know she's gradually gaining conversion, and many more too, who have at the back of their minds this whole mistaken idea of a scam. So now let's go ahead, journey with me so that we get along. Let's see what Felix Udechukwu, I'm sure he's the one whose page we are handling today, whose write-up. He has written alert almost on every page of the write-up, in bold letters, talking about alert, 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 alert. Let's see what he's alerting us. Let's see what he's alerting us about and against. Here we have, I'm sure this is the write-up of of Felix. Um, let's see. Let's see what Felix intends to say. Let's see what Felix intends to say. That's that is the write-up of Felix. Sorry, I've gone to the wrong page. Now, this is the page of Felix, and we can see. Let's see exactly. Okay, you see, it is said that it is by Felix Udechukwu. This is his write-up. It is done on the 6th of September 2017, almost, a year and a few months ago. Scam alert. That is how he titles his paper. Scam alert. The billion coin. One thing you need to know. Let's find out the one thing he wants us to know. Let's see. And he begins. I heard about the billion coin in 2016 when a friend of mine who went for a seminar told me about it. I lent him the 10,000 naira he asked for to buy 3 TBC. Permit me explain here that this Felix Udechukwu is a Nigerian. He too, this is a third, surprisingly, the main scam, scam criers, so to say, surprisingly, that we have seen so far are Nigerians. Felix Udechukwu is one of them, and this is what he's saying. He's giving his testimony that the price of 1 TBC then was 3,000 3,000 rather, 3,000 naira, Nigerian currency, approximately $8. I did not buy because I could not understand how this cryptocurrency could continuously rise in price for no reason. Unlike other cryptocurrency, other currencies, its continuous rise in value is not determined by supply and demand. Okay. One thing I like about the starting point of Felix here, even without him knowing, is that he has acknowledged a beautiful, a pivotal aspect in TBC. He has acknowledged from the very beginning that the currency, the value of the currency is not affected by market price factors of supply and demand. That is true. But why he finds problem with it is that he did not understand how there could be, a cryptocurrency whose value is not determined by supply and demand. That's exactly the problem there. And of course, we have handled this in the first two um, scam criers, as I call them, and we used, you remember we used the blog post on the mission statement of TBC to answer and analyze and then debunk that claim that every living member of the TBC community adds to the value of the community. We go ahead. He's saying that it is over a year since my friend bought this coin and he's still stuck with it. Even though it's stated on the official TBC website that 1 TBC is equal to 57 Bitcoin, my friend has not found a way to exchange it for any other crypto coin, fiat money, or good and service. Here again, we would like to say that this is another proof. He's saying TBC has no exchange platform, so there's no possibility for that friend of his to have been able to exchange this, the currency. But to say that he could not exchange it for goods and services, this is a claim which needs to be taken with a pinch of salt, because I know any fervent TBCian knows that even as we talk now, Faruna is breaking grounds with his TBC shopping facility across the 36 existing states in Nigeria. Okay, he has not yet gone through all the 36 existing states in Nigeria, but he's making giant strides. Just a couple of days ago, Faruna was, victorious one of the TBCians in Nigeria, Victorious something, flourishing, like something like that, was making some indications to the effect that Faruna was already in the Lagos market space with 5 TBC shops in which you can trade in goods and services. You remember Faruna had started in Abuja already, and it had taken roots. Faruna has gone to a few other states, but for what favor, was saying the other day is that Faruna is now on the grounds of Lagos, 5 existing TBC shops, 4 of which have taken off. So I would like to send Felix Udechukwu back to his friends and direct them to Faruna, Faruna shopping, so that they could actually see a place to exchange their goods and services. Actually, this is a very important point and is going to appear on one of our episodes. And what is that? We are going to make a collection of the various shopping platforms so far which exist in the TBC community in Africa. We would like to identify a few in Kenya, a few in Nigeria, a few in Cameroon, wherever we can lay hands, we identify and bring to you so that you see for yourself how this thing works. And if you doubt, you can take some addresses from what we'll put on board when the time comes, and you continue making your findings. That is to tell you that TBC therefore is not a scam. Felix goes ahead to say that we have decided to review TBC based on the request of one of our readers. This review might offend some TBC supporters. However, we are only stating an unbiased fact about TBC. Feel free to leave us a comment if you think our review is wrong or right. We'll be glad to hear from you. I like the position of Felix. Felix is talking here like a scholar. Felix is talking here like a scholar. You know, Felix is talking like a scholar. He's talking and giving room for for other opinions. He does not talk like others who claim that TBC is a scam and their position about it is once and for all. They have stated that it is a scam and they see no reason that anyone should dispute. He's made his point that it is a scam, and he's made a point that it is a scam, and that people are free to make their comments, people are free to give their views, people are free to share their views with him so that he can work with it. For me, that's an open mind, and it is a mind of someone who is ready to grow. That is why at this point I commend Felix so much. I do not doubt, I have not put any comments there, by the way, but I do not doubt that Felix is going to lay hands on this video and he's going to glean all the so many comments from this that is going to help him better his stance with respect to TBC in particular. Respect to TBC in particular. So we continue here. He says he'll be glad to hear. And he goes on to say, what is the billion coin? It's a cryptocurrency that is created with the concept of ending poverty globally and bringing a sort of balance between the poor and the rich. The billion coin was launched with an initial price of 0.001 euro per TBC in March 2016. As regards the owner, there is no visible face tagged to it, and it has an admin known as Chris Kringle, who is in charge of the huge scam. Kringle is a small unit of TBC such as the cent is to dollar and Satoshi is to Bitcoin. That is good to know. Apart from the fact that Felix says Chris Kringle is the one in charge of this huge scam, does not only make allegations to the fact that TBC is a scam, he calls it a huge one. I am glad that he has given a beautiful understanding of the billion coin here. So I can say at this juncture, Jesus was saying in the good book, listen to the scribes and Pharisees, but do not do what they do. Listen to what Felix is saying here. Understand what he's saying, but do not go with his argument. He's saying all this he's saying about TBC is very correct. Apart from the fact that he says that it's a scam, the rest is correct. So keep it and keep it very close to your heart, to your memory, so that you can have it and be releasing it by rote. Now he goes ahead to say that, to talk about the scam claims of the billion coin, and he says the billion coin claim to be a cryptocurrency that sought to seek a balance between the rich and the poor. That is what he says. Yes, it's a claim, but I must say at this juncture that it is not a claim. Don't get it mixed up here. It is not a claim. It is not a claim. So we must see what to do with respect to it, but be rest assured that we are saying that it is not a claim, it is real. TBC has come to bridge the gap between the rich and the poor, like I will always say. They tell you that whenever you are being asked about a creator, you should claim that it does not matter, right? They tell you that the price of TBC, the price of value of TBC keeps going up and never goes down. They actually tell you that they are decentralized, right? It simply means they shouldn't be able to maneuver, suspend, or monitor your wallet. It's no longer news that in TBC, in the TBC wallets, that in the billion coin wallets are being suspended if there's a documentation of anyone going against their membership. You can watch the 24 minutes video below from the billion coin, TBC official website to see claim of what the coin is all about. All what Felix is saying here, I like what he's saying. All what he's saying is right. In TBC, we do not talk about the in TBC. We knowing who he is. It is anonymous. TBC is decentralized. That is what it means. But remember, we are saying that TBC is a private society. That is what came out forcefully in our mission statement. It is a private society. I have kept insisting on this. And of people who have come together from various areas to exist as a community, there are bound to be rules of the game, and the rules of the game are so clear, such that no one is forced by them. If you go back to your Kringle Cash back office, like I'm going here, you come to where they refer to. Okay, this one I have. Let me get back and use one of the other accounts. You see, you go to your Kringle Cash back office, you see what they refer to as send button. In your send button test, there are 10 questions. These look like, agreements, things about agreements that you must take into consideration before you join the society. And they're very clear. They are very clear. You see, they are indicating to me that I've already done the send button test. I wanted to look for the send button questions. They are very clear from the very beginning, such that if you answer those questions, the claim of, who they don't want you to talk about who is in charge of, who is the brainchild behind TBC, it does not hold water. That is handled there. That it is not necessary. You ask yourself, if that is the reason why you say that TBC is a scam, who is the brainchild behind Bitcoin, for instance? You have rightly said here that Paul Kringle is to TBC, who Satoshi Nakamoto is to Bitcoin. And you see, the smallest denomination of the currency called Bitcoin is referred to as Satoshi. Those are the smallest denomination, of TBC is called Kringle. Now, who is Satoshi Nakamoto? That is a pseudonym. It was a false name that was used to to identify a group of people or the individual who was the brainchild behind the billion coin. Sorry, we are behind the Bitcoin. Now, why is it this way? Remember, we are fighting a system. Remember, TBC has come to wage a war against the minority elite who want to keep lording it over the majority poor people, the majority abject poor people. And so, therefore, it must be done in such a way that no particular individuals could be tagged, no particular individuals could be, could be attacked and all that. So if you do not know that is exact, so there is no need. In fact, I don't even need to waste energy talking about the personality of the founder of TBC, the personality of the admin of TBC, because of what good will it make with respect to how will his knowledge about him help us, with respect to the functionality of the currency. So that is a claim which does not hold water. He talks about decentralized and yet wallets are blocked. Of course, it is there. One of the terms of the agreement, before you become a member, it is clearly stated that should you should you should you um should you is clearly stated that should you um sell coins of more than $1,000 in a day, you need to give an explanation. That is to, and should you discount the currency, you have to give an explanation. All those things are very important. So if you click yes, that you agree. Um, if you click yes, that you agree, and then you end up not staying close to what you have agreed on, then it defeats the purpose. It defeats the purpose. So Felix cannot say all this and even put forth here a video in which he to wants us to watch and then see what he's talking about. He goes on to say, what is the major membership agreement in the Bitcoin, in the billion coin? They always want that all buying and selling of TBC must be done at the current price. They specifically want that selling of or buying of TBC at discount price is forbidden and that there will be consequences and all that. The severe warning. Of course, those are the rules of the game. There is no reason why. Don't forget that what gives value to the currency is the living members of the society. And so what the living members have agreed on, it is binding on everyone. If you go and you start discounting your coin, what are you doing? You are insulting the rest of us who are members of this community and who have given value to your currency. That coin you are discounting, you are not the one who have determined the value of it. And so you cannot go on and do what you want with it. That is why the conditions are very clear. So if Felix is giving this as a reason why TBC is a scam, please, I would like Felix to review his understanding about a society, review his understanding about the functioning of an organization, how things operate. There need to be binding principles. What are the punishments for defiling agreements of the billion coin? You see, the billion coin means make it very clear that anyone who defiles its agreement policy will be given a 6-month suspension without warning. Though this was the initial punishment until recently, when they decide to intensify their punishment. Hence, anyone caught going against its membership agreement policy stands a chance of losing the entire TBC wallet indefinitely. Of course, that is even mild. That's the best way to go about it. Why would you agree on something and you cannot keep to your agreement? This boils down to the same thing we are struggling to fight against. We cannot be fighting against the system and then people get on board, and instead of joining hands to fight against the system, they are doing exactly what marks the system against which we are fighting. So what happens? They become betrayers. What happens? They become, they become spies of the system we're fighting against within our community. And the best thing to do with such people is to kick them out. It is to kick them out. What are the official websites of the Billion Coin? And he has gone ahead to mention all these six. This is to tell you that Felix is not updated. Felix is not updated. Maybe by the end of this write-up, we'll see how he too has updated it like Grace to relinquish a few points. Because like these six websites here, the Billion Coin community has only three serious permanent websites which concern it. The website of the blog, the website of the Kringle Cash, and the website of the wallet. Now, all these things which are written here, they are things which used to be before. But because it is a community which keeps growing, a community which keeps looking into itself, a community which keeps working hard and realizing reforms, internal reforms, the TBC community has moved. Yeah, it has done some updates in its system, and that's exactly why you would not see some of these websites any longer. They're no longer functional. We once talked about the three websites which every TBCian should know. Check one of our earlier broadcasts, and you're going to get that very, very clearly. Um, would like to end here. Would like to end here with respect to this. The rest of the things which Felix makes mention here, we'll tackle it in a subsequent broadcast. But like I say, you see that even Felix has no case. Like I say, you see for yourself that even Felix has no case for himself. He has no case against TBC. The case he claims to have, of course, does not exist. And that's exactly why we are saying for sure that TBC is not a scam. We are saying for sure that TBC is not a scam. And while while we are saying that TBC is not a scam, we we are encouraging everyone to get on board. We're encouraging everyone to come on and find out what it is. They tell us that the taste of the pudding lies in the eating. It is only when you are in eating that you can determine the taste of the pudding. It is John Dewey who also says that we learn by doing. So don't wait until you have understood TBC so well before you want to come on board. Of course, by then you'll be late. Already, the community is growing, and we are gradually moving to another level. By the beginning of October, November rather, it's a month which is going to put smiles on the faces of people. And already, before we go ahead, one of the things we like to say to use to say that TBC is not a scam is a certain good news that I would like to share with you, what I call good news. It is good news to the cryptocurrency world. It is good news to any lover of crypto. That is to tell us that cryptocurrencies have come to stay. Some people are very biased. The mere mention of cryptocurrencies, they stand aloof. The mere mention of cryptocurrencies, they fly a dove, they take off. But we want to say that there is good news. He had on his blog this good news that I cannot but share with you, and it is all about a landmark which has been recorded in the cryptocurrency space, in the world of cryptocurrency in Japan. I think it should be in Japan. Let's see what is here. This is the page. The admin says good news for cryptocurrencies. And this is exactly what the good news is all about. We'll break the good news in bits and pieces, and we'll bring to you the bits we can bring, and subsequently bring the rest. You see, it is saying here that Japan approves self-regulation for cryptocurrency exchanges. Japan has approved. You see, Japan has approved self-regulation of cryptocurrency exchanges. It means that according to this write-up, this good news, cryptocurrency exchanges are free to regulate themselves. That is the government will not, the government will not probe into their affairs. What he says, this write-up came up on the 24th of October, 2 days ago, and he's saying that Japan's Financial Services Agency granted the cryptocurrency industry the authority to self-regulate. The approval means that the Japan Virtual Currency Exchange Association, a coalition of several registered digital currency exchanges, can now set rules for operational requirements, consumer protection, prevention of money laundering, and employee ethics. The association will also enforce compliance. Guys, I tell you, we are up to something. Cryptocurrency has come to stay. You see, he goes on to say that um, self-regulation to help regain trust in a market marred by hacks. Of course, so many bad legs, bad legs. I don't want to call them black legs because even some white legs are bad too. So, like I'm saying, you see, um, bad legs, that's how I prefer to call them, have gotten into the cryptocurrency space and they are hacking left, right, center. But now with this, there is room for so much. You see, he's saying that with the acquisition of accreditation, we will continue the industry that you trust for everyone who uses virtual currency with its members. You see, that is the Japanese Virtual Currency Exchange Association, JVCEA. The Japanese Currency Industry Association said in a statement on its website. That is what the Currency Association says in Japan, of course. Exchanges in the public island nation are desperate to regain public trust after two major digital currencies heists earlier this year. An unnamed senior financial service agency official told Reuters, "It is very fast. It's a very fast-moving industry. It's better for experts to make rules in a timely manner than bureaucrats. Let experts make the rule, not bureaucrats. Because if bureaucrats make these rules, we are going to fall back into the same problem that cryptocurrency has come to solve, particularly the Bitcoin. Last year, Japan became the first country to regulate virtual currency trading platforms as part of efforts to encourage technological innovation while safeguarding consumer assets. Exchanges must register with the FSA, and 16 have done so to date. But a succession of attacks by hackers has struck at the very heart of Japanese crypto industry. In January, thieves made off with $530 million from the Tokyo-based exchange CoinCheck, a hack rivaling Mount Gox's Mount Gox's. Means there was another hacking in Mount Gox's, but this hacking surpasses that as one of the largest ever for cryptocurrency. Hackers also stole about $60 million from Zaif in September, an exchange owner by Osaka-based tech Bureau Corp. The haste have forced the FAC to institute stringent legislative guidelines to help safeguard customer funds while sanctioning exchanges that fail to comply. In the long and short of it all, you see, we will spend time looking at this, but the long and short of it all is that it's good news because um, Japan is giving the go ahead to the cryptocurrency industry to regulate itself. That is good news to anybody who thinks well about cryptocurrency. That is good news to anyone who knows something about cryptocurrency and who is involved in the cryptocurrency space. It is good news because it's a sign that cryptocurrency is gaining recognition. That is why I say it has come to stay, it has not come to go away. So those of you, those of us, those people who still have biases against cryptocurrency and particularly against TBC, please get on board, because if Japan has started regularizing permitting the cryptocurrency industry regulate itself is a pointer that this industry is gaining recognition. And there's one thing which is very important in what the the writer of this article says. One thing is very important. He says that this is not, the cryptocurrency space is so huge and so important that some may think it is all about doubling money, money laundering. It's a little more to that. The more the cryptocurrency space, is legitimized, the more the revolution in technology gets hold of the people and begins to benefit the people. Remember, there is a huge revolution in technology. The revolution is all about going digital. You know, we are now moving from the analog platform to the digital platform, and this affects every sphere of man's existence. We'll spend some time in a couple of days on this, the platform, you know, the platform on which cryptocurrencies are born. What is it that generates them? It is this whole idea of technological shift. And so for technology to keep growing, the cryptocurrency platform must grow, must gain recognition, must spread, and must become useful to everyone. So, guys, what else are you waiting for? November is at the corners. Do you want to keep hearing? Do you want me to keep harping on these things over and over before you think you can begin? No. Please begin straight away. Begin straight away because there is no time. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being part and parcel of these broadcasts. Don't forget to subscribe. I see we have had a few subscribers. We have so many viewers but few subscribers. Please do not forget to subscribe. When you subscribe each time we are coming on board, you'll be notified. Do not only subscribe, also share. Also share the the video to others. You can use these videos to prospect, to prospect new members. By prospecting, I mean to get new members convinced and get them on board. If you get them on board, you are doing good to me, because as a member of TBC, I benefit because you have brought someone on board. Remember, we said some time ago that it is not a multi-level marketing, and so it is not about you who brings what, who brings who. It is all about each and every one of us getting on board. It is all about each and every one of us enlarging the community. So please subscribe, like, share, and all that, so that we may continue to expand this TBC community. Thank you very much for listening. That is Bebe Manga for you, even as we begin to digest this very hardcore material, this hardcore content on TBC, thanks to which we have been able to say, Felix Udechuku, give a second thought to your write-up. We shall continue with episode number 7 in our subsequent broadcasts as we move on. So thank you for listening, thank you for watching, and stay blessed even as you hold on the fort for us to meet again next time. Ciao. TBC is more than gold. Be rest assured.